YouTube kids. I hope you all are fine. All right, so I can see you all there at live with me today at the Swiflearn platform. So I'm really very excited to see you all there, and we all are here to learn our next session of the rectilinear figures session number 4. So I hope you all have seen the first, second, third session so far. If you haven't, so I'll request you all to go back after this time and go and check what all the theorems are important, how are the practical questions of this chapter are being used on various topics. So today we are going to start with session 4. Before that, let me tell you something about the platform Swiflearn. So Swiflearn is an online platform which offers 100% live and interactive classes. So here the teacher is present live in front of you to teach you all kids. Hi Payal, welcome. So right now when I'm present live, so I can see Payal, she can ask her doubts here itself. But how about the students who are not present here? So if they watch this video later, I am there to help you out. No, right? So in that case, when I'm not there, I will not be able to help you guys. This is what help us to understand how to solve these things in fraction of seconds. All right. So before that, how do you solve these doubts? We are here to help you out. There is personalized attention given to each and every student. How is it possible? Because the batch is small. That's what I said. Now the teacher is able to give attention on each and every one of you present live there to solve all your doubts. Not only that, there is an academic mentor team that keeps a track of your progress, your classwork, your homework assessment. Each and everything is being tracked by the teacher as well as a trained team that takes a look over it and informs the teacher that the child is going well or not. So there are two people behind you at this platform who are making sure that you perform good and succeed in your lives. So not only this, we also cover syllabus as per school exam schedule. So whenever you have a school exam, you can let us know prior to that and we'll make sure that we have covered all the topics and all the different variety of questions before that so that you can all learn, practice the things and achieve good marks in your school exam. So that is why it's known for its sincerity throughout the world. The Swiflearn platform is known as India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1st to 10. So each one of you of classes 1st to 10, what are you waiting for? Quickly book a free trial class. Yes, the trial class is absolutely free. You check that whatever I'm saying today, is it true or not? So let me put some more light on this for the meanwhile so that you all can join in. So what is the first thing that we provide? We provide you a detailed progress report like a statistic graph. So that's the graph that tells you that this topic, have you understood clearly or not, or you need to improve on it or not. So there is a graph which keeps on coming up and down. Why am I saying down? Because we are human and we all can commit mistakes. But now the moment that graph is down, now the work of the teacher starts happening. Now the teacher has to look upon different or various ways to teach you and clear your doubt. Not only this, we have Swiflearn academic test series, which is known as SAS, which is conducted throughout the world. So end of the day, when we are students, we only compete with our school friends, right? Or maybe the classmates, or maybe the sections, not beyond that. But what happens in the real world when we are going for an appointment or maybe on an entrance exam? Each and everyone throughout the world is doing that at the same time. So our competition is not with our school kids, but with the whole world. That is why the Swiflearn has the unique feature of academic test series, which is known as SAT, which is conducted throughout the world, where the children from different areas are able to conduct and do it. All right. So they are able to conduct the exam and we are able to know what are their positions throughout the world. Now, when you're happy with your position, still you need to do practice. If you're not happy, you need to be more efficient and practice more questions. Then also you need a practice test. So that is why we are coming up and offering you unlimited practice tests where you can go and practice whatever you want to achieve your desired position where you want to be. All right, so these tests are of two types. These practice tests are of two types. One is subjective, one is objective. Subjective stands for where you have to write each and everything and there is an option where you need to do each and every questions and submit it to the teacher and she manually check all of the things and let you know how to do the reasoning properly so that you can achieve good. All right. Whereas the other one is objective, where I have you 3 or 4 options with you. You can click the options, quickly solve in your brains and give the answers. So with this, you are preparing for your competitive exams as well as your school exams. Isn't that great? Yes, we offer you both of the things. If you really want to listen to us on the YouTube platform, if you want to do that, you need to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon so that you never miss any update. So you don't miss update from whatever the new session we are coming up just for our YouTube kids who are always there and connected with us there. All right. So just like and share this video as much as you can with your friends so that they can also come in and we'll all have quizzes. So yes, today in the last session of last 15-20 minutes, we'll have some rapid fire multi-choice questions where you can interact and give the answers. So you can call your friends right away. We all can play games at YouTube itself. All right. Okay, so everyone, yeah, Payal, what do you mean by rectilinear figures? Yes, we have discussed what are these figures known as. There are different types of pictures and imagination, like a laptop. What do you think it is? It is a square, right? But square comes in a, or it's a rectangle. A laptop is in the shape of a rectangle. But now that rectangle can be a quadrilateral or a parallelogram depending on the sides and the angles, which are made up of straight lines, come into the category of rectilinear figures, all right? I hope I'm able to satisfy it. So let us do rectilinear figures part 4, where we will have already different figures, their names according to their shapes and angles, which are regular, which are irregular. But today we will be understanding, we will recall what is quadrilaterals, and we'll also solve some questions and theorems related to it. We'll understand the theorems and do the practical application of the theorems too. All right. Understand how to learn or how to solve the theorems, not to mug up the theorems. So here at Swiflearn, we do not tell students to mug up the theorems. Instead, we tell them how to follow the steps, and that steps actually help them in solving those practical questions. If you know how to prove a theorem stepwise, you know how to solve the question stepwise too. So this is how the relation is. If you really want to learn these smaller tricks, then you need to stay tuned with us for the whole day. All right, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you can get the next update. All right. So in the last class, we have learned and proved theorems related to quadrilateral. So do you remember them? What were the theorems that we have learned in the quadrilateral? I'm good, Radhika. Hope the same for you and your family. All right. So the last class, we had learned some of the theorems of the quadrilateral. So do you remember them? What were the theorems related to a quadrilateral? So first of all, what is a quadrilateral? It has a figure which has 4 sides and 4 angles. But now they are modified into different things, that 4 sides are equal or 4 angles are equal, or they are unequal, they are parallel, they are not parallel, opposite sides are equal. So on this bifurcation, we were divided. And parallelogram was a term which was known in which these theorems were applicable, right? So one of the theorem that we learned was a parallelogram got the pair of opposite sides are equal. So both the pair of the opposite sides are equal, then we call it a parallelogram. So if the ones, how are we able to do it? You need to go to the session number 3. I'm telling you that just on the session 3, you will be able to understand the proof of this, and that will help you in the further exams. All right. The second theorem that we learned, that both the pair of the opposite angles are also equal. So opposite sides of a parallelogram are parallel and equal. The opposite angles are also equal. So this is how we were able to evaluate. The third thing that we learned was the one pair of an opposite side of a quadrilateral is equal and parallel is called a parallelogram. So if one pair is equal and parallel, we come into the category of parallelogram. And what is the example for one pair being saying that? Anyone who can name it? One quadrilateral which has one equal or a parallel side, maybe parallel side, not equal even. So whenever I say one side is parallel, we call it a parallelogram, which is the type of that category of a parallelogram which only one side is parallel. All right, so that's the right answer. That means the parallel side is a trapezium. So on that, when we see only one side is parallel, right? Okay, great. So here we go with the next one. Let's see. Okay, so here we go with the next one. How do we do it? So when I talk about these parallel sides, so a pair of parallel sides. So if I talk about just one parallel side, so these two are parallel, but they are not equal. This forms what type of shape does it form? It forms a trapezium, right? So this is a shape that comes up in a form of a trapezium where we are able to understand the things easily, right? So I know this is parallel to this, and this is a type of a parallelogram where one is a pair is parallel. But now we are saying it's parallel and equal, that comes in a parallelogram. Now moving on to next one, let's understand another category of a parallelogram that we have. So what does it say is that each diagonal of a parallelogram bisects the parallelogram. So if I convert it a diagonal, so what happens? It divides into two equal triangles, and we have proved its congruency in the 3rd session. If you haven't, you can go and check that out. And the diagonals bisect each other. So when I do this, so what happens to this? These diagonals are being bisected. So if I say this diagonal A, let me label it A, B, C, D. and this is O. So if I say AC is 4 centimeter, which means OA is equals to OC, which is equals to 2 centimeters. So this gets equally bisected. Let's try this one. If this is 9, then there will be 3 centimeter and 3 centimeter. All right. So this is how we say that the diagonals are parallel and bisect each other. All right, moving on to next one. What do we have for you all? Let's see, what have we learned? This was we've learned in the last session. Let us go with us today. What are the theorems that we are going to learn today? So there are some of the names that you need to learn. One of them is a theorem on rhombus. What is a rhombus? Rhombus says a special parallelogram whose diagonals meet at a right angle. So when I draw off a rhombus, whenever I make a diagonal, they will make a 90-degree angle or a right angle. This is what this theorem says. So let us see, is it true or not? The next theorem would be on a rectangle that says the diagonals are equal in length. All right. The third theorem that we have for the day is of a square. It says the diagonals are equal and they meet in the right angle. So what has happened? Square is taking both the properties of a rhombus as well as a rectangle. It says the diagonals are equal and they are meeting at a right angle. So this is how we will be able to prove both the things. All right. So here we go. Let us understand the first theorem for the day. What is it? Rhombus is a special parallelogram whose diagonals meet at right angles. So first theorem हमारी क्या है? हमें rhombus के बारे में समझना है. Rhombus एक special parallelogram है जिसके diagonals एक दूसरे को meet करते हैं या point of intersection पे वो क्या बनाता है? Right angle, means 90 degree. All right, so let us start the theorem. Everyone, do you think how can we proceed? Anyone who can tell me the answers? हम कैसे proceed करेंगे? The first thing, if you remember, we always say to draw a figure. So that's why I said, let's draw that PQRS is a rhombus. Okay. हमने एक graph में figure बनाया. We said that PQRS is a rhombus. And what is the property of rhombus? See, whenever we say that the question is not complete because there are some of the things that are hidden with the name itself. So rhombus से ही मुझे पता चल रहा है कि sides equal होंगी, right? So what I say that means PQ, QR and RS and SP is equal. The diagonal हमने बना लिया PQ and RN, SQ या QS, हमने दो diagonal बनाए and we said that meet at the point O. All right. So what we have to prove that, the first thing we have to prove that it is a parallelogram, and second thing we have to prove that these angles are all as 90 degree. What is POQ, QOR, ROS, SOP will all become 90 degree. Anyway, we can prove that they are a parallelogram and they become 90 degree. Yes, we can see that they can be divided into two triangles and we will be taking these two angles. This is SPQ and PSR. So in this case, we know that this side is common, which gives me that these two triangles are congruent, right? So now I know by side congruency that they are equal. What does it tell me when this are equal? This will tell me that angle QPR. So this angle is equals to RSP, this one, right? So what is happening that these two angles are equal. Similarly, moving on to next one, the QR and P. So this side of the angle will be equal to SPR. So this is how we are able to prove these two are congruent to each other, right? So now when I know they are congruent, their angles are equal. So this is what it is needed. So we know that the angles are equal. We are able to prove by the congruency of side congruency that these two triangles are congruent to each other. Now, when I know these angles are equal, if you realize when I said that these two angles are equal, what has happened? Automatically, I know they are alternative angles. That will give me that PQ is parallel to SR. Automatically, for this angle, I need alternative angle. On the other side, I will know that QR is parallel to PS. What is happening? Now the angles are equal and forming an alternative angle. So the moment they are equal and forming an alternative angles, that means that they are becoming a parallelogram because PQ is equals to SR as well as PQ is parallel QP, sorry. or PQ is parallel to SR. So now I know they are equal and parallel. So whenever I say the opposite sides are equal and parallel, all the sides are equal and parallel, they come into the category of a parallelogram. So that's why I'm able to prove that they are parallelogram. Moving on to next, what they want us to know, they want us to know that these angles should make 90 degrees. That is important, right? Yes. So how do we do this and make these angles as equal? So what are we doing now? We are taking the triangle OPQ and ORS. So let's understand OP and Q. So we are talking about this triangle that I'm highlighting. And the other triangle is ORS. So this one. So now what is happening in this? We will try to say that these two angles are opposite to each other, right? So what is happening now? PQ is parallel to SR and PR is a transversal, which gives me that angle these two are equal to each other, right? What happened? Yeah, I'll do simultaneous equations quickly. Don't worry, we are coming up this session very soon. Just stay tuned with us. And for that, remember to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon so that you never miss any update that when will it be coming. All right? Yes, how will I did not this sum? Okay, you did not understood this sum. Let me repeat it again. What are we doing, guys? Whenever this type of a quadrilateral or a rhombus is given to us, we know that this side and this sides are equal. Similarly, this side and this side are equal because the rhombus word says in itself. All right. Now, what are we doing? We are taking any two angles that we get to know, triangles which are equal to each other. So what I am trying to do, I have to make them parallel. In that case, that means I should have this angle equal to this one and this angle should be equal to this one so that I can show it's parallel. So when I have to do something like this, what I have to do, I have to prove that they are congruent. Right. So whenever we have to prove that they are equal, we have to follow the category of congruency. That's what we have done. And end of the day, we were able to prove that these two triangles are parallel and these two are congruent. And end of the day, the two sides were parallel and equal. And that gave me that PQS is a parallelogram. So मैंने side भी equal proof कर लिया, parallel भी कर लिया, तो वो एक parallelogram बन गया. Right. अब मुझे क्या proof करना है कि ये वाला जो angle है ये क्या बनता है? 90 डिग्री बनता है. So for that, what am I doing? मैं क्या चीज प्रूव कर रही हूँ कि मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि ये वाला एंगल जो है वो इस एंगल के इक्वल हो जाएगा, राइट? क्योंकि मैंने ट्रायंगल क्या ले लिया? OPQ और दूसरा ले लिया ORS. ठीक है, जब इन दोनों एंगल्स में लिया, ये पैरेलल है और ये ट्रांसवर्सल है, तो ये एंगल्स इक्वल होंगे, राइट? सेम ही लॉजिक से मेरे को पता चल रहा है कि OQP, दिस साइड OQP इज इक्वल्स टू OSR. So OSR के अंदर ये दोनों equal हो रहे हैं in the sense that they are parallel and congruent to each other in a form of a congruency. So मैंने ये वाले triangle को भी equal proof कर दिया. अब मुझे पता है guys कि ये वाला angle इसके angle के equal है. But क्या आपको दिख रहा है? PR एक straight line है. When PR is a straight line and I know these two triangles are equal, that gives me x plus x is 180 degree. Right? So I know these two sides are equal and they are congruent with the help of angle side. Now I know that they are equal to each other by angle side angle congruency. और उससे मैं ये 90 डिग्री प्रूव कर सकती हूँ जब मेरे को ये दोनों मिल जाए कि ये दोनों equal और एक straight line है. So that's what I have to prove, that these angles are equal. For that I need to prove that these sides are also equal, जिससे मैं ये show कर सकूँ कि they are in equal length of a rhombus. Okay? So that is why we are using. So जो चीज हमें प्रूव करनी है, हमें उसके स्टेप्स को रियलाइज करना है और उस स्टेप वाइज पे ही हम जा सकते हैं. That makes our things little more easy. Now I know the angle side angle से these two triangles of triangle OPQ, this triangle, and ORS, this triangle became congruent. अब congruency है तो उसके automatically sides भी equal है. OP is equals to OS, OQ is equals to OS. So ये वाली sides भी automatically equal हो गई. और ये point of intersection जो diagonals को bisect कर रहा है और equal parts में और बीच में center है, that total gives me that yes, it is a parallelogram where the diagonals are being bisected and they are meeting at a point of O and all the opposite sides are equal and parallel. That is why we call it a parallelogram. Alright. उसके बाद next category क्या आती है? हमने ये वाले triangles लेते हैं. OPS, this side of a triangle, and OPQ, ROS. So ROS ke this side of a triangle. Why? Because the thing that I told you, that these two sides are equal. PS is equals to SR. Now I know two of the angles sides are equal. What I need to do, I need to find any one angle or a side which can be equal. So I know OS is a common side. अब मैंने इन दोनों में क्यों prove करा बच्चा congruency? Because I want to know that this angle is equals to this one. तभी मुझे adjacent sides पे congruency prove करना is really important. So that's why I said that now this is a common side. This side is equal to this one. This is equal to this. So by side congruency rule, I can prove it. Now with this, I can prove with CP/CT that angle POS is equals to ROS. आप इस वे भी कर सकते हो. आप इस साइड के ट्रायंगल्स को congruency prove कर दो तो आपके इस साइड आ जाएंगे. उसमें कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं है कि मेरे को इसी साइड के ही प्रूव करने हैं, राइट? सो किसी भी दो पेयर्स को हम इक्वली प्रूव कर सकते हैं. I have proved this is equal. Now I know that PR is a transversal and this is a straight line, right? So what do I know? That they are linear pair and they will add up to becoming 180 degree. Now कोई भी दो angles को जब add करते हैं 180 degree आते हैं, I'm only left with the options that they both have to be 90 degree. So that's what I said. Now this is equals to this, which is 90 degree. अब एक बात बताओ, just think over it. If this is 90 degree, what will happen to this? This is also a straight line. Similarly, this will also be 90 degree. Similarly, this will be also be 90 degree. But I can say other way around also, because they're opposite angles, so automatically the opposite angles are equal. They become 90 degree. And now I'm able to prove that the diagonals bisect each other and make an angle of 90 degree. And the diagonals are bisecting each other because there are a parallelogram. So parallelogram में sides भी मैंने equal parallel proof कर दी और मैंने उसकी जो बीच की sides थी जो मेरे को ये diagonal थे ये भी equal करने जरूरी थे. Why was it important? Just to prove the congruency between these two triangles. So अगर मैं इस triangle को वैसे congruency proof करती, I had this sides being equal, right? I had this common side. What else can I prove? I need these angles. I cannot prove that this angle is equal to this one. Can you do it? No, we were doing alternative angles, but we did not say that they are equal. So that's why I had to come to the point कि ये वाली side इसके equal है, तभी मैंने diagonals को involve किया. I hope now it's clear, Payal. So हमें हर एक चीज बच्चा स्टेप वाइज जाना है, हमें विजुअलाइज करना है. अगर मैं कॉन्ग्रुएंसी पे जा रही हूँ डायरेक्टली क्योंकि मुझे एंगल्स चाहिए, मुझे कॉन्ग्रुएंसी तो प्रूव करनी है, बट मेरे को थर्ड चीज कैसे मिल सकती है? आई कैन ओनली गेट द थर्ड साइड बाय प्रूविंग अ कॉन्ग्रुएंसी बिटवीन बाय साइड प्रॉपर्टी. ओनली आई एबल टू गेट these angles, and that is why we are using this process to understand it. All right, so you're not mugging up the theorem, instead you're finding out the solutions. और यही solution की जो आपकी art होती है वो help करेगी बाकी questions को solve करने के लिए. All right, so this is how we were able to prove that the rhombus of the diagonals bisect each other and make an angle of 90 degrees. So don't worry, we'll make you sure that you understand by visualizing a new thing altogether. All right. So let's go in this. We get to know these sides, that angle alpha, these all are 90 degrees. So let me change this one. The moment all the sides are equal, you'll always see that even if I'm rotating, this will always be 90 degree. Because all the sides are equal, that means the diagonals are also equal. All right. Okay, so I hope that's clear now, guys. Yes. So this is how we are able to prove that these angles are 90 degree. The moment I choose the angle, do you think that they are becoming a rhombus? No. Now you can see the sides are becoming different. The opposite sides are equal. So whenever I try to change the angles on the other hand, still they are not equal. So only at the angles of 90 degree, we get it like a rhombus and all the angles and sides are equal. So can you see that? So all the sides are equal only and only if it is 90 degree. This is how we help you to understand that Swiflearn, that even if you're changing the things, we can visualize it. See, whenever I'm changing the diagonal angle, the angles, the sides are changing. Can you see the opposite sides are only equal? Because in the parallelogram, we say the opposite sides are parallel and equal. So it becomes a parallelogram. But anyway, is it coming that four sides are equal as a rhombus? No, it is not. So for that, it will only be happening when the diagonals are bisect each other at 90 degree. All right, so I hope this visualization has helped you to understand the thing. Moving on to the next theorem that we have for you today. What is it, the next theorem? Yes, the next theorem is that in a rectangle, diagonals are equal. Yeah, I'm surely coming up. Don't worry. I'm coming up with simultaneous equations really very soon. I promise you that simultaneous equations will be coming on the YouTube really soon. For that, just remember to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon so that I can come whenever I'm coming. You get the notification and you can be there free at that time. All right. All right. Thank you so much, friends. I hope you like the session and you understand and practice the questions with me, right? Okay, so in a rectangle, diagonals are equal. So अभी तक हमने क्या बात करी थी? When the rhombus के अंदर sides क्या थी? Diagonals 90 degree बनाते थे. अब हम कह रहे हैं diagonals equal है. So in that case also जब हम एक rectangle की बात करते हैं, what is actually known in a rectangle? If I say PQRS is a rectangle, तो rectangle से मुझे क्या पता चल रहा है? That PQ is equals to RS. PS is equals to SR and these all angles are 90 degree. तो मेरे को ये चीजें पता ही नहीं हुई. Can you see? Have they told us? No, but still I know it because the rectangle word itself tell me all of these things. So that is why it's important, guys, to understand कि ये हमें लगता है कि ये theorem तो incomplete है. ये कहाँ से आ गया? ये कैसे पता चला? Right? This is what it happens. Our reaction is that's true. But you need to understand the word itself tells us so many things. All right, so this is how you will be able to understand and solve it easily. So let's do the same thing. We have taken ABCD as a rectangle and we have to prove that AC is equals to BD क्योंकि हमें diagonals को equal proof करना है. So end of the day I have to show that AC is equals to BD. Anyway, you can think that we can prove it. कैसे prove कर सकते हैं? Triangles में diverge हो रहे हैं, तो triangles को हम क्या कर सकते हैं? Congruent proof कर सकते हैं, right? So that's what we are going to do now. So in this triangle, we are going to prove the congruency between DAB and the other side is CBA, right? CBA. So what I'm doing CBD. पहले हम उसी तरीके से करते हैं जो कि मैम ने हाईलाइट करा है. ठीक है? Why? Because I want to tell you what are we going to do. Can we do the other way or not? Alright. हमेशा जो फिगर में दिया होता है बच्चा उसको हम मग अप कर लेते हैं बट हम उसको प्रैक्टिकली देख नहीं पाते कि क्यों हो रहा है. Let's see how. So in that case when I'm saying I'm doing a congruency between triangle ABD and triangle BCD. Alright, I've taken these two triangles. You can take any one. You will be able to prove the congruency, but let's see how. All right, when I'm doing this, what I'm doing, I'm only taking this side as a common. मैं किसी भी तरीके से B side को involve कर रही हूँ AC को. Just tell me, let me know कि अगर मैं इसके अंदर बात कर रही हूँ क्या मैं इस side को involve कर पा रही हूँ? No. Am I? No. So how will I prove that they are congruent? Just let me know. How will I prove that they are equal? मुझे congruency उस हिसाब से चूज करनी है जहाँ पे ये दोनों के दोनों diagonals include हो. That is why we are not taking this side. We are taking the congruency with these side and these two triangles in which AC and BD both are involved और उनको हम prove कर सकें. Got the point? Why am I doing? अगर आपको कहते हैं कि कोई भी triangles ले लो तो आप triangles कोई भी ले सकते हो in the form that they are getting used. So when I say I'm taking this side of a triangle, I have to take this side so that both the diagonals are included in the triangle. That is important. You don't need to mug up. You can choose this side of a triangle to get the answers too. All right. So let's take the question that is given to us so that you know the steps and you will be able to understand what I'm trying to do. So I'm taking these two triangles to prove the congruency. अब congruency prove करने के लिए क्या है? First of all, इन दोनों triangles के अंदर one thing is that this side AD is equals to BC because they're opposite sides. So that means they are equal. AB is the common side and what is this? This is angle that is becoming 90 degree. But अब इसको congruency किससे prove कर सकते? Can I prove it the RHS congruency? No. Very good. Because I'm not taking hypotenuse. So I'll say that they are being proved congruency by side angle side. So by SAS, I am able to prove its congruency. Whereas by RHS, if I write it, it becomes wrong. क्योंकि मैंने hypotenuse को तो use करा ही नहीं, तो मैं कैसे prove कर सकती हूँ उससे congruency? All right, that's important. So now when I know that these two triangles are congruent by side angle side congruency criteria, now I know the hypotenuse will also be same, which will give me AB is equals to CD. I hope it's clear now. Itna simple ho gaya, right? So that is, I am able to prove that the rectangles, means the triangle, they are congruent and both the rectangle diagonals are equal. All right, moving on to next one. Let me see how many of you can do it. Before that, let's do a visualization. That's important. Let's see how is it possible. So let me set a bigger screen for you all to see it. So we are doing it. We are taking 4 points and an angle of 90 degree is being measured in front of you. आप ये देख सकते हो ये 90 degree है. Let's slide it. So what is happening? It's going to the same length and 90 degree, then same length, 90 degrees, opposite length, 90 degree. So what are we doing? We are making a diagonal. So if you want to see, just making this diagonal together. Can you all see that? That diagonal is coming up. Now what am I doing? I'm taking this measurement and rotating it. So when you see this, it's being rotated with the same side of a diagonal on the same point, you get both the diagonals are equal in length. So this is how it says that rectangular opposite sides are equal and diagonals are equal in length. Now, next time when someone tells you the rectangle, you should remember automatically that the sides are equal, the angles are opposite sides are equal, the angles of all the 4 angles are 90 degree and the diagonals are equal. So you automatically have understood a question. All right. So when it says it's a rectangle, that means the diagonals are equal. So हमें इसको prove हर बारी नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Hi Trishiki, how are you? All right, moving on to next one. What do we have? In a square, the diagonals are equal and meet at a 90 degree. अब ये square का कौन बता सकता है मुझे congruency? Everyone, quickly tell me. Square के बारे में क्या है? वो equal है diagonals, तो मतलब हम rectangle की property use कर सकते हैं. और वो meet कर रहे हैं 90 degree पे, मतलब कि उसके diagonals को हम equally bisect करके हम वो ही same rhombus की property use कर सकते हैं. So that is why it is important for a square that it makes sure that both the theorems are automatically covered. तो जो हमने अभी तक थ्योरम पढ़ी हम वो ही थ्योरम्स को अप्लाई कर देंगे स्क्वायर में डिफरेंट वर्ड्स में और we'll get the same answer. Let's see how. So it's given that ABCD is a square, AC and BD is a diagonal that meets at the point of O. Simple, sorted. अब हम बात करनी है हमें क्या प्रूव करना है कि पहले तो AC is equals to BD और ये वाले एंगल्स क्या है 90 डिग्री. जब मेरे को पहली बार जब हमने रेक्टेंगल में प्रूव करा था तो हमने क्या किया था जब हमें दोनों डायगोनल्स को इंक्लूड करना पड़ेगा टू प्रूव इट कॉन्ग्रुएंट. यस. So what I have to do? I have to find the congruency. मैंने ये वाला triangle ले लिया जैसे मैंने rectangle में लिया था और वैसे इधर ले लिया ताकि diagonals involve हो जाए. And whatever I did in the proof of a rectangle that the diagonals are equal, I'll apply the same proof as it is. मेरे को वो ही same proof लेना है. Okay. So what I'll say that AD is equals to BC. This is a common side and this angle is 90 degree. That gives me that the side of the hypotenuse which is happening on these two triangles like BD and AC are equal. जो rectangle का था same proof इधर कर दिया. Simple as that. Okay. Yeah, Trishna, you can ask your question. The question is rectilinear figures. We are talking about figures of a 4-dimensional 5, guys. You need to be connected at the start so that you understand it. Okay. So I told you that we are proving the congruency by side angle side, not RHS. So that is how we get to know that the rectangles and the diagonals are equal. All right. अब मुझे ये वाला angle पता है. Angle AOB is equals to BOC. क्यों? जब मैंने ये वाले ट्रायंगल को कॉन्ग्रुएंसी प्रूफ करा था तो मुझे ये पता चल गया कि एंगल्स इक्वल है. Now in that case when these two angles are equal, what will happen? They both are equal and come to a straight as a linear plane of 90 degree, which will give me that they divide into 2 and that gives me one angle is 90 degree. अब ये वाला angle 90 degree है, ये वाला इसके equal है, ये 90 degree है, ये opposite angles हैं, ये वाले opposite angles हैं, that gives me the opposite angles are equal. That comes out to be 90 degree. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you have understood this, how to do a congruency of a square, right? Let's do the multi-choice question. Everyone be ready. I want your answers in the chat box quick, okay? So first question for you all. What is the sum of angles of a quadrilateral? Let me see how many of you know it. Yes, quickly do that. What is the sum of angles of a quadrilateral? It is A 90, second 180, third is 360 degree, 4 is 270. C, Pragya, congratulations, that's the right answer. That is C, 360 degree. Very good. So अगर जिनको नहीं आया, so if you have to go back to the first video, आप देखोगे एक quadrilateral कोई भी बना लो, उसको आप divide करोगे तो किस में हो रहा है? 2 triangles में divide हो रहा है. This is 180 degree angle, triangle का ये 180 degree. What is 180? 180? 360 degree, and that becomes your answer. Simple as that, right? Great. If you want to know how we are able to find so many angles, we have done it in the video 1 of the rectilinear figures. You can go and check that out. That makes it easy for you all to understand. Next one, a quadrilateral which has only one pair of the opposite sides parallel is called, let's see how many of you can do it. It's a quadrilateral whose only remember, one pair of opposite is parallel is known as a, yes, that's right, very good, it's known as a trapezium. Very good. So when we draw a trapezium, it comes into the shape of like this. So we get to know that these two sides are parallel, while these are going in the opposite triangles. They are not parallel, so we can say it's a trapezium, only one side is parallel. Very good, guys. Moving on to next one. Let's see how many of you can do with it. The quadrilateral formed by joining the midpoints of the side of a quadrilateral ABCD taken in order is a square only if, वो हम क्या कह रहे हैं, एक हमने quadrilateral लिया, इसके midpoint से, trying to make it a rough figure so that you can understand. It will always and only be a square with what are the situations that should happen. First of all, ABC is to be a rhombus. Second, the diagonals of ABCD should be equal. The third thing, the diagonals of ABC should be equal and perpendicular. And the fourth one says the diagonals of ABCD should be perpendicular. The right answer is that the diagonals of ABCD should be equal and they should be perpendicular. By this, we will be able to prove that whatever the midpoint side we have, we are able to prove and tell that it is a square. So the right answer is the C part. Congratulations. Great work, guys. I am really happy to see that. Which of the following is not true? Every square is a rectangle. Is it true or is it false? Every rectangle is a quadrilateral. Every parallelogram is a trapezium of none of these. What do you think is the right option? Which is not true. Remember, it's asking not true. Not saying that true. It says not true. Which is not true. Every square is a rectangle. It's not true. Think of it. Why not? Rectangle says opposite sides are equal. And in square, we have opposite sides equal. They says diagonals bisect each other. They bisect each other. They make a 90-degree angle. Yes, they do make a 90-degree angle in a square, but in rectangle it does not. But it is a problem for a square, not for a rectangle. So does it satisfy the property here? Yes, it does. So it is that every parallelogram is a trapezium. Why? The trapezium only says that one side is parallel, but a parallelogram says that both the sides of the opposite should be equal and parallel, just one of the variety. So the right answer is the C part, which is not true. Not every parallelogram is a trapezium. Okay, a trapezium can be a parallelogram. Moving on to next one, which is not true for a parallelogram. So which is not true for a parallelogram. Diagonals bisect each other. Opposite sides are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles bisected by the diagonals. What do you think will be the right answer? Be careful. The options are really very close. Yeah, try it. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Which option is right? The following is not true. The ones who are watching the recording, you can still give the answer in the comment box and later on you can check on your own. So this is how you will learn with me even if when I'm not there live. All right. Okay, so what can be the answer for this question? You can give it a try. It says the diagonals bisect each other. Parallelogram ke diagonals bisect करते हैं. Yes, it's not true. Why not? It bisects each other. There's one of the parallelogram which does it. The other one is sides are equal. Yes, the opposite sides are equal. Surely, the opposite angles are also equal. That's true. The opposite angles bisect the diagonal. So when I say this, it means that this angle is being bisected by the diagonal. Is it true? No. We haven't learned any of the properties like this. Yes, the right answer is D part. That's not true. Very good. So now let's come up to subjective questions. Are you all ready to understand how do we solve these questions in fraction of seconds or in a minute or so to understand it? But in our brain, we are able to solve it in seconds. All right. So let's see how do we do it. The first question for you is the ratio between the exterior angles and the interior angle of a regular polygon is 2:3. Find the number of sides of a polygon. अब इसके अंदर क्या है एंगल्स के लिए रिमेंबर वी हैव डन इट इन द सेकंड वीडियो ऑफ द सेशन वेयर वी हैव लर्न सम ऑफ द सेशंस एंड फॉर्मूलाज व्हिच आर पॉइंट्स टू रिमेंबर फॉर द एक्सटीरियर एंगल इंटीरियर एंगल्स उसके रेशियो के लिए राइट सो लेट्स डू दिस वी ऑलरेडी सेड द इंटीरियर को 2k एक्सटीरियर को 3k एक्सटीरियर को 2k बिकॉज हियर इट्स कमिंग एक्सटीरियर फर्स्ट तो वो होगा 2k इंटीरियर बाद में आ रहा है तो होगा 3k क्योंकि हमें साइड निकालना है ऑलराइट सो दिस इज हाउ वी वर एबल टू डू दैट सो वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द नंबर ऑफ साइड्स ऑफ अ पॉलीगन सो लेट्स से द नंबर ऑफ साइड इज n ओके अब जब हम बात करते हैं इंटीरियर की तो इंटीरियर एंगल्स की सम को निकालने का प्रॉपर क्या होता है 3kn is equals to 2n minus 4 into 90 degree. This was a formula that we said that we need to learn and understand, that we have done in the second video, that we were able to understand and get to know how do we solve these questions, right? Great. Moving on to next one. Let us see how do we do it. Let us substitute these values and we get in the first equation in terms of n and k. The second one says the exterior angles कितने होते हैं 360. ये तो हमें हमेशा ही पता है, तो n into 2k will be 360 degree. I got the value of nk as n into k as 180 degree. Let me substitute this value in the first one. I'll get to know the value of n, that is 5. So 5 sides वाले figure को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Pentagon. Very good. So that's why it's a figure it's a pentagon whose the angles of interior and exterior will be divided into 2:3 ratio. This is how we will be able to solve the questions in fraction of seconds by just knowing the formula. I hope it's clear, guys. Great. Moving on to next one. Let's see how many of you can do this. Let's try to solve this figure. In the following figure, AC and BC are equal. So this says they are equal, okay, and parallel. All right, so let us understand in the question, underline it. What is it saying? The three sides A, B, C, D, and D, E are equal to each other. So let me make it to A, B, C, D, and D, E are equal to each other. It says angle A is 102 degree. We need to find the angle of AEC, this one, and BED, this whole angle. So anyway, do you think we can prove it that these angles would be equal, or how can we say that they are congruent, or we can use a property of a quadrilateral anyway? Yes. So now we will be using a property of a triangle and a quadrilateral, which we have already learned in the theorems, just to know their application and how to solve it easily. All right. So here we go with the first thing that we have to do for today. Is the first thing how we solve it. We'll say that it is given that AE is equals to BC. We need to find out these angles. Let me measure it into this figure so that we know that which angles we need to find out. We need to find these two angles. So let us join AEC and BD. So what will happen that AECD will become a quadrilateral. This is the short form. Now, whenever it's a quadrilateral, this side is equals to this side. And now it says that this side will be equal to this side because the quadrilateral opposite sides are equal. Now, when it's already telling us it's a quadrilateral, and it's also that AE will be parallel to BC, which gives me that AECD is a parallelogram. Simple. हमारे को क्या दिया हुआ है? एक quadrilateral हमने बना लिया by just joining EC. और मैंने जब बोला कि इसको ज्वाइन करा तो ये वाली साइड इसके इक्वल है, ऑपोजिट साइड्स इक्वल है, और वो क्वाड्रिलेटरल बन रहा है, वो पैरेलल हो गया. दैट बिकम्स दैट इट्स अ पैरेललोग्राम, right? Now what does a parallelogram says? Parallelogram says that opposite sides are equal and diagonals are bisected in the each, and they becomes a parallel lines. Parallel lines ये भी बोलते हैं. So in a parallelogram, I know that angle A and angle B will come out to be 180 degree. ये हमेशा पता है. This is 102 degree. So how can I find out the angle of B? Angle A plus angle B is 180 degree because the angles are supplementary. Corresponding angles are supplementary. ये parallelogram की property हम use कर सकते हैं. By this, we'll get to know that angle B is 78 degree. So let me write this 78 degree. Why am I doing it? Because now you know that this becomes 78 and this angle is an opposite angle. And in a parallelogram, what happens? The opposite angles are equal. You know this? So this also becomes 78 degree. And what is BEC? That is 78 degree. And what is BEC? That becomes to be AEC, sorry. So that should be AEC, that is 78 degree, and BEC. So when I talk about this angle, this one, if I try to make it, this angle will be 102 degree. Angle A will be equals to angle BEC. All right. This way, what they are saying, it's a little error. It should be angle BCE. All right, so just making this correct, BCE. And this angle will be 102 degree till here itself. All right, clear, guys? Yes. So this was an error made in the slide, so I've rectified it. So I know in the parallelograms, opposite sides are equal and parallel. Moving on, let's consider this. Consider the triangle ECD. अगर ECD की ट्राइंगल की बात कर रहे हैं तो what it says that this side is equals to EC is equals to ED is equals to CD because AB is equals to EC. तो इससे हमें क्या पता चल गया, ये कौन सा ट्राइंगल बन गया, इक्विलैटरल ट्राइंगल. एंड व्हाट डज एन इक्विलैटरल ट्राइंगल सेज दैट दिस इज हाउ मच 60 डिग्री. I know this is 102 degree. I know this is 60 degree. Can I calculate BCD? Yes. Now BCD will be equals to angle BCE plus angle ECD. I know this is 102 degree. This is 60 degree. Coming together will give me this as 162 degree. So this whole becomes the angle which was calculated as 162 degree. And this angle that they wanted me to calculate is 78 degree. Hence done. सिंपल क्या करा, लेट मी कंपाइल द क्वेश्चन फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड. क्या है बच्चा, हमने क्या करा, हमने ये बोला कि इसको एक डायगोनल बना लेते हैं, ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं, और ये क्या बन जाएगा, एक क्वाड्रिलैटरल. कैसे बन जाएगा क्वाड्रिलैटरल, बिकॉज दिस साइड इज गिवन इट्स इक्वल टू दिस, ये ऑटोमेटिकली उसी लेंथ पे आ रहा है तो ये भी इक्वल है. अब ये दोनों साइड्स इक्वल है, पैरेलल है, बिकॉज इट्स अ क्वाड्रिलैटरल. सो आई विल गेट टू नो दैट दिस एंगल इज गिवन टू मी एज 102 डिग्री. ये मुझे दिया हुआ है. और पैरेललोग्राम की प्रॉपर्टी क्या है कि दोनों जो टुगेदर एंगल्स होते हैं उनका सम क्या होता है, 180 डिग्री. सो मुझे एंगल बी कैसे निकलेगा, 180 डिग्री माइनस ऑफ एंगल ऑफ ए की वैल्यू, दैट कम्स आउट टू बी 78 डिग्री. सो आई नो दिस इज 78 डिग्री नाउ, राइट. अब ये 78 डिग्री है तो इसको ऑपोजिट एंगल होता है पैरेललोग्राम का, दिस आल्सो बिकम्स 78 डिग्री एंड दिस एंगल बिकम्स 102 डिग्री. बट मुझे निकालना क्या है एंगल, मुझे तो ये पूरा एंगल चाहिए. अब मैं इस छोटे से पोर्शन का एंगल कैसे निकालूं, वो मैं निकाल सकती हूँ अगर मैं ट्राइंगल की बात करती हूँ, ट्राइंगल ECD की. अब ये वाली साइड इसके इक्वल है और मुझे बोला हुआ ये इसके इक्वल है और ये इसके भी इक्वल है. सो एंड ऑफ द डे ये क्या बन गया, एक इक्विलैटरल ट्रायंगल. इफ यू कैन विजुअलाइज दिस इज अ इक्विलैटरल ट्रायंगल. और इक्विलैटरल ट्रायंगल का मतलब क्या होता है कि सारे एंगल्स कितने होते हैं, 60 degree. So I will make this a small one is 60 degree. So 102 degree plus 60 degree will give me 162 degree and that is my answer. Alright, so I hope you have understood to solve this question. Was it easy? Yes, there were some errors in putting the numbers names right. So I've just corrected it. Just remember to follow that and use the correct names. Alright. Moving on to next one. Can you solve this question? So one of the interesting questions that we have for you today, it is in a parallelogram ABCD, angle A bisects angle A and meet DC at a point B. So ये bisect कर रहा है and AB is 2 times of AD. So that's given to us that AB is 2 times of AD. What I need to prove is BP bisects angle P. तो ये तो मुझे बताया हुआ है कि bisect कर रहा है, but this one I don't know. I have to prove it. The other thing that I have to prove is that angle APB, this angle is 90 degree. So anyway, you can think of how can we prove that they are bisecting and they would be equal and become a 90 degree. What link are they given that this, if this is x, this becomes 2x. So what is this? This is x, this is 2x. This is how the link they have just given us. So anyway, we can do it. Anyone who can think of it? All right, so let's start the question and visualize how do we do this. All right, so that's what I said, that if AD is x, so this becomes 2x, this is 2x, and this is x. This is what it says, that AB is twice of this, so this is x, so this becomes half of x, or we can say 2x, so this is how we know it. And this given that angle A1 is equals to angle number 2. So this given that angle 1 is equals to angle 2. Up, what I know, angle 1 and angle 5 are alternative angles. So this will be equal, and angle 1 and angle 5. Only angle 1 and angle 2 and angle 5 are equal. That gives me an alternative angles. And now when they are equal, that gives me that this angle is equals to this angle. Right? Because angle A is equals to angle 5, because angle 2 is equals to angle 5 by the option of alternative angles. Let me come it together. मुझे पता है बहुत confusion हो गई. Don't worry. Let me do it again. See, अभी तक हमारे को question में बोला था कि ये 2x होगा. तो अगर ये x है, ये 2x है. I hope ये तो clear है कि ये भी 2x है और ये x है. This is sorted? Okay. The next thing it says that these two angles are equal. ठीक है? अब मेरे को क्या पता है कि अगर ये दोनों angles equal है, then angle 2 is equals to angle 5. क्योंकि ये क्या अल्टरनेटिव एंगल्स, तो ऑटोमेटिकली एंगल ए और एंगल 5 इक्वल हो गया. राइट अब एंगल ए और एंगल 5 इक्वल है तो उसका मतलब क्या होता है जब एंगल्स इक्वल होते हैं तो उनके ऑपोजिट साइड्स भी बच्चा क्या होती हैं इक्वल होती हैं राइट सो इन दैट केस व्हाट डू आई गेट दैट नाउ दिस एंगल इज इक्वल टू दिस एंगल दैट मींस दिस साइड इज इक्वल टू दिस साइड तो ये भी x हो गया और ये भी x हो गया ये पूरा 2x ऑटोमेटिकली ये भी x है so ये भी x है और ये पूरा का पूरा 2x है that's what it says that AB is equals to CD because the opposite sides of parallelograms are equal that gives me that CD is equals to 2x and CP will be equal to x सिंपल ये तो इजी हो गया अगर ये x है ये भी x है तो ये भी x होगा क्योंकि इसकी टोटल लेंथ कितनी है हमारे पास 2x तो ये भी x आ गया सॉर्टेड अब मेरे पास ये सारी साइड्स आ गई अब ये भी x है और ये भी x है सो दैट मीन्स दिस एंगल इज इक्वल्स टू दिस एंगल अब ये एंगल इसके इक्वल है और ये इसका ऑल्टरनेटिव है तो ये भी इक्वल है सी व्हाट एम आई डूइंग जो मैंने यहाँ से करा मैं अदर वे उसके ऑपोजिट में वो ही चीज रिपीट कर रही बट आई रियली डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि मैं कर क्या रही थी कभी है ना तो इसीलिए मैंने क्या यूज कर लिया एंगल्स की इक्वल करने से साइड का रिलेशन ट्राई किया कि एक आइसोसेलेस ट्रायंगल है तो उसके ऑपोजिट एंगल्स भी इक्वल होंगे यहाँ पे साइड्स इक्वल है तो एंगल इक्वल होंगे यहाँ पे एंगल इक्वल है तो साइड इक्वल होंगे सो दिस इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ आइसोसेलेस ट्रायंगल दैट वी आर यूजिंग इन दिस क्वेश्चन all right so what will happen now I know BC is x CP is x that means angle 6 is equals to angle 4 because they are angles opposite to the equal sides and now what do I know which will give me that angle 4 is equals to angle 3 because angle 6 is equals to angle 3 so that gives me that BP will bisect the angle BP will bisect the angle B done you were able to prove this Great. Moving on to next part that it was asking that the opposite angles are supplement. तो मुझे ये बताना है कि ये वाला angles क्या है 90 degree है. This is why I had to prove that this is 90 degree. Let us see how can we prove this that this is 90 degree. So I know angle 1, 2, 3 and 4. These together becomes how much? 180 degree. So this will give me twice of angle 2 and twice of angle of 2 is equals to 180 degree. That gives me angle 2 and angle 3 is equals to 90 degree. अगर ये दोनों एंगल 90 डिग्री है तो ये ट्राइंगल किसकी बात कर रहे हैं ट्राइंगल APB की तो इसके अंदर जब एंगल 2 प्लस एंगल 3 90 डिग्री है तो बचा ही कौन सा एंगल ये वाला एंगल ऑफ APB which will be equals to 90 degree anyway and this is how we will get to know that they are supplement and they come up to the angle of 90 degree. So all right guys, I hope you have understood by this that they all come up to be 180 degree. We need to subtract it and we get the angles of 90 degree and we are able to prove that yes they are equal and the alternative sides are equal and parallel in a parallelogram and this is a trick that we are using and solving it और उसके बाद हमने isosceles triangle की property use करी कि angles equal है तो sides equal है next में हमें sides equal थी तो angle equal करा in that case end of the day I was able to get that ये twice angle है ये twice angle है right and now this and this becomes दोनों angle 2 और angle 3 को अगर हम ऐड करते हैं तो I get 2 is 90 degree अब हम triangle की बात करते हैं APB की तो उसके अंदर दो angles का sum 90 degree है तो third angle automatically क्या होगा 180 degree minus 90 degree which gives us 90 degree and this is what it was required for us to prove and it is done. All right, so that's it from my end. So we have finished this session for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And here we come with two questions that I'm giving you to practice on your own. These are some of the important questions that you should go through it. Just hold this video right away and try to solve it. If you don't understand, then we are here to help you out in the next session. Till then, just try these questions and give the answers in the comment if you were able to do that. All right. So here we go. Just practice it. Till then, that's it from my end, guys. I hope you enjoyed the session, had fun with me. Remember to subscribe to the channel, press on the bell icon so that you never miss any update. And whenever the new session is coming up, when are we coming live, you will get the update from this notification itself. See you then. Till then, take care, guys. Bye-bye. Have fun and be safe.